I'm Matt Harvey, and I'm here with Group 4, and today we're going to be talking about the gender differences in sports, specifically with women and the mistreatment with them. Right now we're going to show a quick video to start off our presentation that really encompasses one of the big three facets of the problem today in sports.
You're getting a lot of fans here. A lot of them are female, and they want to know if you could date anyone in the world. Who would you date?
Any response to recent comments about your girlish figure?
Are you serious?
Removing your body hair gives you an edge in the pool. How about your love life?
How has your weight gain affected your mobility?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you heard the controversy over your helmet hair?
Get ready to see some great biceps, tiny tanks, and more.
I wonder if his dad said to him when he was younger, listen, you're never going to be a Looker, you're never going to be a Beckham, so you'll have to compensate for that.
He really does have the kind of body international judges love.
Could you give us a twirl and tell us about your outfit?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man.
Can you give us a twirl and tell us about your outfit?
A twirl, like...
A twirl, a pirouette. Here we go.
There's three main big parts to the problem at hand we're talking about today. The first big problem is the differences between male and female athletes in pay-wise and financial factors. The second big problem is the widening gap of male and female sports broadcasting coverage. And the last part is the mistreatment of female athletes by the sports media compared to how they treat male athletes. We plan to organize our events and target the audience of young kids. We feel that planning to target young kids with these issues will plant a seed in their mind to grow up thinking much differently about these problems. Male and female athletes are often distinguished differently based on their salaries. For example, the average professional softball player in the NPF and the National Fast Pitch Softball League, their average salary is only $5,000 to $6,000 in a 3-month period. Compare this with the average salary of an MLB minor league male baseball player, which is upwards of $500,000 in a whole entire season. And to put this in perspective, that $500,000 is 3 times the salary cap of a whole entire roster of a National Fast Pitch Professional Softball League team. And this problem doesn't just range with the issues of baseball and softball. This encompasses many other sports, including tennis, golf, basketball, and a wide variety and range of many other sports. In the last 25 years, the amount of broadcasting that has been devoted to by broadcasting networks has been significantly decreasing in regards to women's sports. In a study in 2014, according to USC and made by Professor Cheryl Cookie from the University of Purdue, this has been decreasing ever since 1989. Today, only 3.2% of all major news network airtimes goes to women's sports, and ESPN's leading sports program called SportsCenter only devotes a measly 2% of their airtime to women's sports coverage. The typical male athlete today is asked about their strong or poor performances after each of their sporting events and matches. An increasing trend today is women are frequently asked sexist and offensive questions during and after their sporting events instead of asking based on their performances in the games. 1/3 of all female athletes today are asked about their appearances before and during games, compared to only 6% that are asked of men. There is too much emphasis today on female athletes' looks and appearances, and much more of that time should be devoted to how they actually perform in their games instead. In an attempt to address this problem and this widespread issue, we plan to hold 3 separate workshops to target young children, specifically young boys, to display the inequalities in the sports industry between the sexes. The first workshop would be a Monopoly-style game to display and show the pay and financial differences in salaries of athletes, men and women athletes. The next workshop would be a fake press conference booth to show the differences in questions that are asked for men and women, and how offensive they can be for one sex and the other. And the last workshop would be an award ceremony to reward one of the sexes and not the other, and show the inequalities of the rewards that we give men over women in today's society. Our first workshop will be a Monopoly-style based game where women in the end will progressively make more money than the men. This will be a role reversal from today's society, and how men are on a wide variety and a wide spectrum paid more than women in the sport industry. Workshop 2 will be a fake interview booth between a young boy and a young girl, and all the good, important, and interesting questions will be directed towards the girl, and all the boring and non-factual that kids won't like will be directed towards the boy, to show another role reversal in today's society. And lastly, in our third workshop, we will have a small athletic competition between young boys and young girls, and in the end, no matter how the results are, we will reward and give more recognition to the girls instead of the boys, to show in today's society how the other way around, it's boys who are given more recognition for their sporting events and are given more awards and more airtime, in a sense, for what they accomplish on the field and on the court, instead of what a woman actually does on the same level in sport and athletic ability. With these 3 workshops, we hope to specifically show the differences in today's sports world between men and women, specifically target young boys to show the differences that they might not realize right now, in an effort in the end to try to change the way that young kids think, and they can grow up having different views on these issues and these problems. We're confident that this problem can be resolved with our workshops at targeting a younger audience, and it'll be extremely impactful for them. There should never be a world where women playing professional sports are mistreated differently than their male counterparts. This is a growing problem that can definitely be overlooked, and most fans won't even think twice about it. But we believe that our workshops will bring much more awareness to this growing situation, and help break this double standard in a very impactful and great way. This is Matt Harvey for Group 4 here in the Media Commons, signing off. Do you want to count in, or should I just go?
Just 3, 2, 1.
Oh. Oh, someone's here.
Woo! Nice.